Well, the Bruins come back home wearing the traditional royal blue jerseys, white pants, royal blue helmets, gold numbers. Graham wears white tops on the road, maroon pants and numbers, trimmed in gold. Blacksburg's going to be kicking it off from right to left as you listen here on 100.7 FM, WFNR, wherever you might be. We're glad to have you tune in to pretty darn good intra-district high school football game between two state powers, Blacksburg and Graham. Bradshaw back deep. Joining him will be Robert Henry, and on the near side will be Nathan Taylor. They're three best offensive threats. Tyler Corbin, a very strong leg. Last week, I believe, 7 kickoffs landed in the Giles end zone.
Look, that kid can kick. His field goal would have been good from 50. I still believe.
Official brings him set. Ball is down. Corbin puts his toe through it, and we are underway in week number 2. Bradshaw's going to retreat 2 yards deep in his end zone. To the 5, to the 10, straight up the field, 15, 20, and he's going to be brought down right there at the 21-yard line. It was Joe Turley who got a beat on him and brought him down with a great open field tackle. G-men have it, first possession at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you know what, Rick, that was a great open field tackle, and that could have on for some big yardage, but Turley was the man on the scene and brought it down.
Graham will come out, counterattacking from left to right. Again, it'll be interesting to see how they run the offense with their new quarterback, Nathan Belcher. They're going to start out. The backs will be in the eye, twin receivers out to the left. Ball directly in the middle of the field, and it's going to be handed off to the fullback. I believe that was Colin Ellswood carrying straight up the middle for about 3 yards to the 23-yard line. And there was Alan Price along with Herbie Hypes making the tackle. So play one, Ron, and Alan Price looks like he's better.
I'll tell you what, he did not budge. They tried to move him, in fact, put a guard and a center on him, trying to budge him, and he did not budge. He was there to fill that gap, and that play went nowhere.
Great crowd on hand tonight. We knew it would be. Boy, the Blacksburg folks traveled so well to Parisburg last Friday. Again, 2 receivers out to the left. An I formation. Toss goes near side to Bradshaw. He's going to be corralled in the backfield and knocked down at about the 20-yard line. A loss of 3. There were 6 blue helmets led by Joe Turley. He was there first, and that's exactly what Coach Chris says. Early on, you see a lot of hats around the football, then our defense is ready to play.
Yeah, I tell you what, there were 6 hats around it, but I got to tell you, Rick, it looked like the Blacksburg defense knew the play better than their offense that time. They were very quick to that football, gave him no opportunity to cut the corner or turn back, and caught him for a loss of 3.
Alan Reynolds came up from his corner spot to help out on the run, and he was also there with Turley. Now it's 3rd down and a full 10 for the G-men. Full house backfield. Here goes Bradshaw over the left side trying to get the corner, and there he goes, but he's going to be caught and brought down at the 26 and a late flag, and it's going to be a face mask. That would have been a great start for Blacksburg's defense. It would have been 3 and out, an inadvertent face mask, but in high school football, I believe now the new rule is every face mask is 15 yards. Let's see if that holds true. Yep, it's going to be a personal foul, so an automatic first down for the G-men.
You know, I don't think he was trying to get him by the face mask. It was just there, and he was really trying to get Bradshaw down any possibly way he could because he was the last guy between Bradshaw and 6 points.
And that one hurts because you had held them to the 26-yard line. They would have been punting deep in their own territory, and now the football is marched out to the 42. Bradshaw got the corner, but Blacksburg using that great speed, that's the strength of that defense, caught up to him. And again, it's going to be the wishbone look, full house backfield. Belcher under center. They're going to hand it off to the left side, and once again, it's going to be Bradshaw pounding ahead to the 45 for a gain of 3. Looks like Wheeler was there first along with Alan Price.
Good play by the linebackers that time. He did have a little bit of a gap. Linebackers filled it very quickly. Sam Wheeler playing well at the start of this game.
Sam Wheeler, verbal to Virginia Tech this past week, got a scholarship offer. He said he couldn't believe it. And I think Virginia Tech has done a smart thing because right now being recruited as an athlete, Ron, he could play just about anywhere. They're going to wait and see how his body develops before they decide where they're going to put him.
Just about have to.
I formation, toss to the far side. Bradshaw cuts back. He's looking to go the other way, reversing field. Here he goes. 45-50. He's going to reverse it at the 48, have his first down all the way to the Blacksburg 45. And that's just a run at this level of football you don't see done by too many people.
We got a flag down on the other side of the field, possibly a hold over there. But again, it's what we said very early on, Rick, that the fact that these kids are going to have to stay home because this kid will cut back on you and this kid will reverse on you. So you're going to, these ends and these outside backers are going to have to stay home.
And it is a hold, Ron. Good job catching the flag, as now both teams have been hit with very, very costly penalties. This is going to take the football all the way back to the Graham 37 or 34-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like the lead backer that time hooked the outside backer trying to get around the corner there.
Good thing, too. Bradshaw ran left, stopped, looked right, kept coming right, cut it back, and then went forward for a nice gain.
He's already got my vote. We've just started.
I formation. Fullback is Andy Henderson. Tailback is Bradshaw. Twins out to the left once again. Guess who? Bradshaw. And a great play by Shane Bennett. He blitzed from the off linebacker spot. Nobody picked him up, and it's going to be third down and about, a $15 taxi cab ride, about 16 yards.
Yeah, that time Shane Graham was blitzing from the outside. Nobody there. Tight end was set up on the other side. He got through and took him down in the backfield.
And it's nice to see Shane back out there healthy. He took a real wallop to his back last week.
Yeah, I really wasn't sure he'd be playing
I
tonight.
didn't either. I didn't think he'd be out there, but that's how tough he and the rest of these seniors are. All right, again, third down, long yardage. It's going to be the bump. Blacksburg, 8 men along the line of scrimmage. They're going to hand it off this time to the off-back, and that is Robert Henry, and he busted near sideline 40, 35, and he's finally pushed out of bounds right there. And again, a terrific run. It's going to be 23 yards and a first down. Just a simple toss play, Ron, to the near side, and once Henry got the corner, nobody was there.
Yeah, and I think they really keyed on the wrong guy that time. It seemed like everybody was keying on Bradshaw. Watching the backers, they went right with Bradshaw. This kid comes right, and he's got wide open field in front of him.
8:26 to go in the first quarter. Graham's had the ball ever since we started here tonight. A penalty kept the drive going, and they just converted a big third down and 17. Full house backfield once again. From the Blacksburg 35, delayed handoff. This is Bradshaw, and this time he's brought down in the backfield by Matt Woods. Junior end came over and picked him up, but now Blacksburg's been good on first and second down. It's been third down where they haven't been able to put them away.
Yeah, they have converted some third downs that they probably shouldn't have. That time, both the outside backer and the inside backer stayed at home and waited for the back to come to them, and Bradshaw was cut off, had nowhere to go.
No gain, they say. Ball directly where it was a moment ago at the 35-yard line. This is what Graham wants. Coach Carlock told me he wants to run a lot of time off the clock to start the half.
Shane Bennett playing well to start this game.
7 men along the line for the Bruins. Here's Bradshaw on the right side. Look at him carry defenders all the way to the 30. He's got 5 yards on second down. He drug Reynolds and Bennett about 2 yards down the field. So once again, a third down situation, and the G-men need 5 yards to move the sticks.
You know, last week we saw Giles County really trying to go at the right side of that defense or the left side of the defense for Blacksburg. It seems like Graham's doing the same thing.
Third down and 5. Can Blacksburg answer the bell this time? More than likely, it's going to be 2-down territory, though, for the G-men, regardless. We mentioned the struggles of the kicking game from a week ago. Belcher's going to hand it off, and once again it's Henry, and this time Blacksburg was waiting on him on third down. Same play, Ron, opposite side, and that's going to be Ball getting in the backfield to bring him down for a loss of 5.
Once again, the backers were blitzing. The defensive end came in, had no room to get outside, no room to cut back. They've got his number so far.
So it's 4th down and 10 from the 35. No kicking team out onto the field for Coach Carlock. They're going to go for it. We mentioned it was going to be 2-down territory, and apparently regardless of the distance. They converted 3rd and 17, so they may not think 4th and 10 is that big a deal. Let's see how Blacksburg does this time. A chance to really turn the tide in this opening quarter. Out of the bone. Belcher under center. And it's going to be Henry left side, and he's going to be brought down after a 2-yard gain. And I think Coach Carlock treated that as good as a punt. He didn't want to bring his kicking team out there. They struggled last week. Run the ball. You don't turn it over. You still have Blacksburg in their own territory.
Well, you said it earlier in the game, Rick. I mean, they missed a chip shot field goal to tie the game last week, wound up losing that game. And, you know, that can go two ways. You're telling your kickers right now, I've got no confidence in you. So, you know, I'm sure he's concerned that he may need one of those kickers at the end of the game again and may not be able to find them.
So Blacksburg's initial possession comes with 6:21 to go in the quarter. They're going to work out of the eye, and Dave Houff under center with Wheeler in the backfield along with Byron Hurdle. Now they're going to split Byron out to the right. So a single setback, Sam Wheeler. And it's going to be a keeper by Houff, and he's going to turn it up after a 2-yard gain and go down. It was Bradshaw along with Andy Henderson who combined to make the stop. It's going to be 2nd down and 8.
You know, last week they had some confusion a couple of times and called some timeouts that they didn't need. That time looked like there was a little confusion in the backfield. And, you know, didn't quite look like a design play there.
We'll keep an eye on that offensive line tonight. Boy, they really started out well and kept it going for 4 quarters, despite the lightning delay last Friday in Parisburg. So impressed with how the offensive line played.
No clouds in the sky tonight, but you never know.
You never know with us. Owen out to the right, Reynolds to the near side. An I formation for the Bruins on 2nd down and 8 from the 37. It's a toss to the far side. Hurdle's going to throw it. He does. He's looking for Sales. He's out there. He adjusts. He has it inside the 25, down to the 23. He ripped it right out of the hands of Jake Remines. First down, and that's Byron Hurdle, last year's starting quarterback. So it's no surprise at all that he can find an open receiver down the far sideline.
You know, I was really impressed, too, because he took a lick as soon as he got rid of that football, and he hung right in there and threw it well down the field.
What a great call by Dave Chris. Ball was a little underthrown, Ron, and I don't want to criticize the play because it worked so well, but that could have been a touchdown.
Oh, absolutely.
Had it been thrown out in front of Shane Owen, the senior receiver, and he makes a lot of great catches in practice, according to the coaches. 3 receivers this time. Single setback will be Turley. First down from the 23-yard line. Some confusion in the backfield. House going to keep it and get something out of nothing across the 20 to about the 18. So he got 5 when it could have been worse. Maybe no gain as Ellswick rode him to the turf.
You know, I'm not sure that wasn't designed again. That seems to be twice now that they've run that little fake to the middle and run the little quarterback draw. You see a lot of college teams, especially Syracuse now runs that play quite a lot. It looks like, you know, when you're watching it, it looks like a little confusion in the backfield, but it really is a design play.
2nd down and 5. Ball's inside the 20. We'll call it the 18-yard line. Bruins trying to respond on their first drive after stopping Graham on 4th down. Option play. There it is again. Ron House going to cut it up. He's all the way inside the 5-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle. I believe that was number 7, Nathan Taylor, who put him down, but you caught it. They started out to the right, put the ball on the hip of the ball carrier. You kind of get lost there for a second, and House just turns it up when he sees daylight.
You know, we didn't see that play at all last week against Giles County, and they must have seen something on the Graham films. Had to have seen something because that's 3 in a row where they've run that little quarterback draw. Works well for Syracuse and a couple of other college teams, working well tonight for Blacksburg.
4:12 to go on a turning first quarter clock. 1st and goal for the Bruins. From right to left they work. Handoff, this is Hurdle feeling his way, trying to bounce it outside. He does, but Bradshaw caught up to him at about the 3, where it'll be 2nd down and goal. Also in on the play was Nathan Taylor.
You know, they spread it out that time real well. The Graham defense really brought it all the way to the sidelines. He really didn't have anywhere to go, no room to cut back, and a good tackle.
They run a 44 on defense most of the time. Sometimes they'll go to a 5-3. Coach Carlock has a tradition of very physical defensive teams. Very big linemen up front, quick linebackers, and very physical defensive backs.
Right now, though, those Blacksburg linemen are really whipping them on the front line.
Reynolds out to the right, 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Stacked up front on both sides, and it's going to be Houth. He got throttled up early on and tried to fight ahead for as much as he could. May have gotten a yard before he went down in the arms of Dwight Braxton. It's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 2.
Again, I think they tried that little step-in play, and again, this time Graham was ready for it and ready for the quarterback to come through there.
And even 3 minutes to play. Big 3rd down play coming up. A long 2 yards to get into the end zone. Matter of fact, we're going to say it's back at the 3. So no gain on that last play for Houth. Same formation. Bennett and Wheeler in the backfield. Out of the eye they work. It's Bennett over right tackle, fumbles the football, and I believe the G-men have it at the 1-yard line. Let's see. No signal has been made. Graham jumped up and immediately said they had recovered, and they do have it at the 1. So the first break of the game goes to Graham, and deja vu in reverse for the G-men because this time they stop a team knocking on the door. Last week it was Graham who was stopped on the missed field goal at the 1-yard line.
But you know something, Rick? If you're going to fumble the football, this is the place to do it at because they've got the football on about the 1-foot line. You certainly wanted to see Blacksburg score there, but if you got to give it up at that point, there's the place to do it.
So 1st down, and they're 99 yards away from where they want to get, but they do prevent Blacksburg from scoring as Bennett never really got the football from his quarterback. They spread the field. 2 receivers to each side, and it's a quarterback sneak with Belcher, and that's a big kid. Remember, he was a tight end in this offense before the injury to Matthews that forced him to resume his duties at quarterback. He was a quarterback starting out in the program, and he got 3 yards on the sneak to the 4.
Big number Dustin Hale, number 51, is absolutely clearing the way that time.
2:15 to go. Rick Watson, Ron Walton with you from beautiful setting that is Bill Brown Stadium here in Blacksburg. No score. Belcher again, spread offense. Single back is Bradshaw. He just lowers his head trying to move the pile. He does to the 6. It's going to be third down and about 5 yards for the G-men.
You know, right now, Rick, all they're trying to do is get some room to kick that ball out of there. I don't think you're going to see them run anything special or funny or anything like that. Certainly won't pitch the ball, trying to get it outside. Of course, if they do pitch it, I'll be the most surprised guy in the stadium.
Blacksburg held Graham on 4th down. Nice drive down the field. Beautiful pass from Byron Hurdle. The tailback option pass. Shane Owen caught it. They were driving inside the 5 and then a fumble forced by Graham. And now they have it looking at 3rd down and 5 from the 6-yard line. Full house backfield for Belcher. Long snap count. I think they took too long, Ron. I was going to say they were being very deliberate with the way they were bringing the plays in. I think it cost them.
You know, there was some confusion. They came, after the last play, they came right back to the line of scrimmage, and I thought for a second they were going to go with a no huddle or something, and then some play came from the sideline, and they re-huddled. I'm not real sure what they were trying to do there.
That's going to take the ball half the distance back to the 3, where it's going to be 3rd down and a full 8 yards. So advantage, Bruins. Let's see how they respond. Same formation out of the bone. It's going to be Bradshaw. Let's see if he can get the corner. He can't. He's going to be corralled as he got back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard to the 4. Turley hit him first. Herbie Hikes finished him off. That's great defensive work up front by the Bruins.
Again, they are keying on number 2 big time right now. He had no running room whatsoever. Tried to come around the right side and just got clipped off.
So now, Ron, this is about the same position on the field where last week.
Yep, we got to watch our number 35. That's where they were just telling us next door.
Watch that royal blue jersey with the gold 35 on the back, because he blocked 2 of them, and 1 led directly to a touchdown. Bradshaw punts it, no pressure this time. It's a wobbly kick that's going to bounce at the 35, go sideways and out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. So, not a bad kick by Bradshaw. 34 ticks to go in a very quickly paced first quarter. Still no score in the game between Blacksburg and Graham.
And we'll take this break, right, Rick?
Well, let's see. I think we're going to hang on because I think we're going to hang on here and then have our quarter break coming up.
Okay. Is there anything that Bradshaw doesn't do? Now, I've seen him run, I've seen him defend, and now I've seen him kick.
You'll notice in between quarters he'll be up serving drinks to the G-Men fans. Yeah, he does it all.
This kid does do it all.
First down from the 41. Probably one play here unless it's an incomplete pass, and it'll be the end of the quarter. I formation, Wheeler. And that is Anthony Wise, who led them in rushing a week ago, 71 yards. It's a delay, play action. House going to roll to his right, throw on the run.
Wide open
is Reynolds, and it's incomplete at the 30. And Dave just missed Alan Reynolds, who had sat down about 12 yards down the field, and Bradshaw got over there late. It's going to be 2nd down.
Yeah, Reynolds ran a little slide pattern to the outside. He came down the field and just kind of slid to the sidelines, found himself open by about 7 or 8 yards, and House was just unable to get him the football that time.
And nobody feels worse about that than the Blacksburg quarterback. He knows he executed the play beautifully, but could not connect. Now Reynolds will be out there with Owen. Twin receivers to the right. It's Wheeler and Wise lined up in the I formation. Line of scrimmage is the 41. 7 men across the line for Graham. They come on a delayed blitz. It's Wise. They beat the blitz 35-30, and he's going to have his first down all the way to the 29-yard line. He got 13 yards, and a great run again as Anthony Wise continues his hot streak.
You know, I've seen the kid carry the ball 6 times now, and he's busted it 4 times, and the other 2 times almost busted it. You know, this kid's going to be hard to keep out of the backfield and out of that starting position for the rest of the year.
And I think that will be the final snap, Ron, of our opening quarter. Well, there's been a lot of action, just no points on the scoreboard as of yet. Bruins trying to change that. First quarter's going to click down. Nothing's our score. Ron and I back with more from Blacksburg. After this, you're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football on WFNR.
I hang out with a pretty trashy circle. The circle that helps this circle by recycling trash. We sort glass, plastic, separate cans, stack newspapers, and magazines. Now, thanks to us, there are lots of products made from things we've already recycled. This cereal box wants your Sunday paper. These paper clips, in a more daring life, a 56 convertible. The circle works like this. It starts when we recycle trash at home and at work. It's completed when we buy products made from or packaged in recycled materials. How do you know the difference? Check the label for something called post-consumer recycled content. It looks like this. Make a mental note. Then buy the highest percentage of it you can find. You'll save a tree, you'll save energy, and in your own way, you'll help save the world. Complete the circle.
Call 1-800-2-RECYCLE for your free shopping guide. Environmental Defense, finding the ways that work.
Well, end-to-end action, Blacksburg has dominated the yardage of this game, except for one drive for Graham to start out the game, but no score as of yet. Bruins have it at the 29.
Both teams made impressive opening drives, and just one fumbled, one got bogged down.
Offset I formation this time, 2 receivers to the near side. Here's Sam Wheeler, the latest Tech verbal, and he's going to be pushed back after he moved the ball forward to the 26. It's a gain of 4. Big hit put up front that time by the G-Men's Dustin Hale. And, Ron, we've called his name a few times tonight.
You know, and they've got him listed at 170 pounds. Not on your life. 170, maybe plus 100.
Our thanks to Martin Jansen, who's got us the first quarter stats. We'll pass those along to you momentarily. 2 receivers to the left, Reynolds and Owen. See, they got a lot of room out to that side. It's the wide side of the football field. Blacksburg now working from left to right. Here's Wise cutting back, nifty running, pushing the plow to the 21, still about a yard shy of the first. A gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 as Todd Goodson, the 6'2", 180-pound senior, put him down for the G-men.
For you folks keeping up with the mod, Bradshaw and his running tonight, 16 total net yards. Had a total of 19, but he had a loss of 3, and so that nets him out at 16 yards. Longest run from scrimmage, 6 yards.
And he struggled getting going early last week, but boy, in the second half, just like he did a year ago against Blacksburg, he turned it on for over 200 yards against the Bruins. 4 touchdowns. Let's not remember that ever again. 2 receivers to the near side. 3rd down and short yardage for Blacksburg. And it's going to be Half on the keeper. There he goes across the 20, and he does move the sticks. And that is a design play. And Half's strong enough, former tailback from a year ago, so he's used to turning it up and running it. He got 4 there.
Basically what it is, you're just following your fullback. You're faking it to the fullback, right over guard. You're taking about 1 step, a slide step, and you're just following him into the hole. It's a designed quarterback draw.
Still no score, Blacksburg and Graham. Expected an interesting contest. Didn't know about the points in this one. Last week the coaches predicted a low-scoring game, and we got a pretty high-scoring game. Today, Coach Chris said, I don't know. We're just going to line up and see what happens. Last year it was 36-29 between these two schools. Out of the eye they work. A blitz coming for Graham. They hand it off to Wise, trying to run against that blitz. Bradshaw grabbed the football, so Anthony had to go back to make sure he didn't fumble. Move the ball ahead to about the 15, so it's going to be 2nd down and 7. Bradshaw's always thinking, not only did he have Anthony by the hands, but he grabbed the football, and he says, you know what, if I can rip it out, I'm going to run the other way for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I think he probably had that designed in his mind for certain. And once again, that time up the middle, couldn't get any running room and bounced it outside. Wise is an awfully good running back here early in the game.
Bradshaw, a lot of rumors that UVA leads for his services. And you ask where he's going to play, I would think Coach Groh would say wherever he wants to. I formation for Blacksburg. This is a big 2nd down play, long yardage. Option to the near side. Half breaks a tackle. Can he get away from Bradshaw? No, he can't. But
we got a face mask.
And that was inadvertent. Bradshaw knows it, but Ronnie, it's just a bad break to the kid. A great open field tackle by Bradshaw. And I think that is going to be the call, which will give Blacksburg a 1st down and goal.
Again, confusion in the backfield with Half trying to give the ball to Wise, and Wise looked like that wasn't what he thought was coming, so Half took it himself around the right side, and Bradshaw made the tackle, but grabbed the face mask in the process.
Don't forget, you can watch a replay of tonight's game on WTOB. They do a great job regenerating the live telecast here tonight. 7 o'clock on Mondays, Wednesdays at 3 in the afternoon. Ball's going to be marched inside the 10, Ron. I'm sorry.
Yeah, moving this all the way down to the 7.
1st down and goal. Seen some face masks. 3 very costly penalties, 2 against Graham. 9:19 to go. They're going to bring the sticks across right now. I think they're going to measure to make sure this is going to be a 1st down and goal to go. Looked like it from where they originally put the football. And it is. There we go. The official word is in from the 7-yard line. So Blacksburg has 7 yards to negotiate. Remember, they've been down here before. A fumble inside the 3 by Shane Bennett prevented what could have been the first 6 points of tonight's contest. What a great crowd. Look across the way, Ron. All those folks came from Graham.
I'll tell you what,
Man.
this side of the stands are full. That side, most all the way around the fence is full. Good crowd. Blacksburg folks have to be happy with this.
Field's in very good shape. There is a little rough spot, not usually that rough, about the 25-yard line to the Blacksburg end, where they are right now, to our right, as we look over the field from the press box. Here we go, 1st and goal, 8:52. Half under center, backs are in the eye. Option left. House going to turn it up, and he's going to fight ahead to about the 6-yard line, where he's pushed back by 3 white jerseys led by Belcher. 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, I don't think he had any design of pitching that ball that time. He very much was going to keep that football and try to cut it up the middle. I think he's very recognizing right now he doesn't want to turn over. They've got it down here. Let's not make a turnover with a bad pitch.
Blacksburg won here on this field 2 years ago. Last year it was a heartbreaker. They led early in the first half, and then Graham had a huge second half led by Bradshaw. That's the kind of rivalry it's always been. Coach Carlock and Coach Chris are great friends. They speak very well of one another. The families known each other a long time. All right, here we go. 2 receivers to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. Out of the eye, they'll work. Half looking to throw. 3 steps, near side to Owen. He catches at the 5, cuts back to the 3, in the end zone. Touchdown, Blacksburg Bruins. And he can chalk the first 6 points on the board for the Royal Blue and Gold. Great call by Coach Chris. Just throw a little hitch here on the near side and let Shane Owen, who's nifty in the open field, create for himself and find the goal line.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful play. They put 2 receivers out to the right side. 1 block, the other 2 steps back, caught the football, and went to the right side and scored. Great, great play. Well drawn up, well executed.
Now Tyler Corbin out of the hole to Daniel Smith, trying to extend the lead to 7-0. Snap is down, kick is up. Tyler puts his toe through it, and it's absolutely perfect. 7:53 to go in the half. It's Blacksburg 7, Graham nothing. Back to the kick after this. You're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
You know, we sing for millions of girls, but helping out in schools, that's the real deal, baby. I know our love can multiply, 'cause you're the X and I'm the Y.
I'm the cute one, you know what I'm saying?
So, have you ever been backstage before?
Okay, guys, this is an abacus, an old school calculator. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like the circle and the square, our geometry is a perfect pair.
Now, why should kids know about gravity?
Well, gravity holds them down.
I once was 1, but now we're 2. I'm spinning out of control.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. No stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping, no stopping.
Okay, so how this is going to work is when I connect these wires, the electricity is going to cause a chemical reaction to simulate the eruption. Very good.
If you're not helping after school programs, you're really helping to take them away. After school programs, wouldn't you rather be helping?
Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. The home team's just excited the crowd here. Nice drive. House to Owen.
His first touchdown pass of the year.
7-0. Yes, it is. Kicks very short. Belcher, one of the up men, has it at the 20. Drops it, picks it up 25, and a great tackle. That's Joe Turley. We have to come up for a nickname with this young man. I mean, he's a bulldog. I don't know what you could call him, but I love what he brings to the table each and every game.
I tell you what, he leaves nothing in the dressing room. He brings it to the field, and then he leaves it on the field. This kid is unreal.
8 plays, 41 yards. It took 4 minutes and 41 seconds for Houff to end the drive with the pass to Owen. Blacksburg leads it 7-0. Here come the G-men, countering from right to left, behind as they were a week ago, but not by as many points. It was 24-0 in the first half. To Bluefield, their arch rival. They're going to snap at the Belcher. Now they're going to toss it quickly to Bradshaw. 30. He's going to be all the way across the 35. Still going to the 39-yard line. You kidding me? And the ball came out late, but he was ruled down. It's 12 yards and a first down. Is once he turns it up the field and squares his body, you better know exactly where you're going to try to tackle him.
You know what, you folks that are going to catch this on TV Monday night, if for any other reason than to just see that run right there,
man,
catch it on TV, because this kid is tough to bring down.
I don't think the Hokie fans that are here in attendance want to see this kid end up in Charlottesville.
No, I don't think so at all.
Ball's going to be at the 40-yard line. Now the officials are having a meeting across the way. Did a late flag come out? I did not see a flag.
Didn't see a flag. I think they're trying to figure out the fumble as to exactly where maybe he was down. So they're gonna have a conference.
Well, I like that. At least they're getting together on it, trying to make the right call.
Bringing both captains together.
Wheeler, Bradshaw, meeting at about the 36-yard line. Don't forget, next week it's another home game and another huge game for Blacksburg as they play host to William Fleming. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock, 7:30 the kick. And as Ron mentioned in the open, what a big game tomorrow night. The Colonels playing host to Pulaski County, a Saturday night game, and it might be the biggest game of the week overall.
Hey, you know what? That game's going to say a lot about both schools. It's going to, you know, I never want to say that's going to be the game that's going to predict the future for either school, but it's going to say a lot about both schools and what they've got to look forward to in terms of their personnel this year.
Well, that meeting really benefited Graham. They got an extra 5 yards on the spot of the football, so it goes from the 40 out to the 45. Coach Chris wants an explanation. He's getting it now.
I think they're going to rule it was indeed a fumble, and I think that's where he picked the lineman, picked the ball up. As you know, he can't advance a fumble, so they're going to say it was down there.
Okay, so they're going to give him the 5 yards on the fumble. Inadvertent whistle. Oh, I love those.
Inadvertent whistle. Whoops.
7:38 to go.
Welcome to Blacksburg.
The inadvertent whistle. All right, now we go. Arm rolls, and we're back underway. Bruins lead at 7-0. Graham, though, first play afterwards looked pretty good. It's Bradshaw, right tackle. Gets bottled up, looking for some room. Wheeler's going to grab him, and ball comes loose. It's picked up across the way. That's Herbie Hype running down the far sideline. He's going to take it to the 24, and that time you see a great effort by Sam Wheeler and a great effort, at least attempted, by Bradshaw. The young man just trying to make something out of nothing. Could not hang on to the football, and Blacksburg has a huge break.
Sam Wheeler just absolutely pulled that football away. Absolutely just took it away. Of course, Bradshaw was trying to make something happen. He was 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, trying to get free. Note that extra effort. More often than not, you'll see that ball come free.
He tried to bounce off. That's how he gets a lot of those extra yards. He bounces off, goes the other way. And now he's kneeled down at the 20, but it's not because he's tired. He's just very angry that he fumbled the football.
Yeah.
So now Daniel Smith into the game. He played a lot last week, was very impressive. Was going to throw it to the near side, and the pass a little short. Owen tried to come back to pick it up off the turf. It falls incomplete at the 21. It'll be 2nd down and 10. But, Ron, how about Daniel Smith a week ago? The 6', 146-pound junior ran the offense when David Houff was injured.
You know, you know that he came into that game not thinking he was going to play that much. But when he came into that game, you know what? He played very well. The team responded to him, and the team really picked up and played the rest of the game well.
Reynolds will be out to the left, Owen to the near side.
I have to tell you, I was impressed with that offensive line then. They threw a full-scale blitz, and they all picked it up.
Second straight game, they've come out strong. This time it's going to be a handoff to Wise, and he can't get going this time. First man to hit him will get his number for him because he made the play, and I got a feeling, nope, it's 73 this time for Graham. Jonathan Bovenzier made the tackle.
Graham seems to be blitzing now on every single play, so with their backs against the goal line here, I guarantee you they're going to try to take the ball away any way they possibly can.
Dare the Bruins to throw it, something they didn't do well last week. Didn't need to, though, the way the offensive line opened up holes for all these running backs that we're seeing again tonight. 6:40 to go. 7-0 Bruins. Trips to the near side. Interesting formation. Wheeler in the slot. Bennett the sole setback. Let's see if Daniel rolls out to this side, trying to find somebody on 3rd down. Nope, just a straight 5-step drop, looking over the middle to Owen, and behind him, it was tipped and caught by Reynolds. Are you kidding me? At the 2-yard line. That play was drawn up just like that by Coach Chris.
Can you believe that? Both the receivers running slant routes, one running a skinny post, one running a full post. The skinny post bounced off of him, went straight up in the air, and the kid running the post caught the football down at the 2.
Well, if you believe in omens, the ball's bouncing in the favor of the home team here in this quarter. The fumble by Bradshaw, and then that amazing play by Reynolds. What great concentration.
Oh, absolutely, Reynolds had his eyes on that football.
So
Never took it off.
Golden opportunity to expand the lead. A tight eye, Wheeler and Bennett. Ball on the near hash mark. And movement up front, and that's going to cost Blacksburg 5. And you hate to see that when you're right there on the goal line. It's tough enough against this Graham defense to punch it in. And saw some movement. It's going to be procedure, and that's going to make this a lot tougher now. First and goal from the 7.
Blacksburg playing real well. Again, their offensive line that time did a wonderful job of pass blocking. And you know what? It was not a badly thrown ball to begin with. The ball was there. I don't think the initial receiver was expecting it to get there that fast. That ball was thrown well.
Coach Chris said Daniel Smith's our passing quarterback. David Half is our running quarterback. Same formation. Out of the eye they work, 2 receivers to the left. Wheeler, the fullback, going to try to carry the pile to the goal line. Just sheer strength by Sam, and he takes it to just inside the 4 for a gain of about 3.5, where it'll be second down and goal.
That time, just a straight belly play. He took 5, count them, 5 Graham players about 3 yards.
And the first one there was Benoni Martin, and he couldn't hang on to him by himself. Clock ticking along, 5:25 at the break. We have all the first half numbers for you. We'll get a scoreboard update from Marty Gordon. And Ron will go down to have a conversation with Blacksburg head coach Dave Chris heading into the locker room. Owen to the near. On the far side's Reynolds. Ball directly in the middle of the field as Blacksburg works from the eye. Smith under center. 3-step drop, looking to lob pass in the corner, and Owen cut it off. He was going to cut back and go to the near corner. The ball went out to the far flag, and it's going to be third down and goal.
Yeah, I think just a little confusion there about what play they were trying to get executed. I think the quarterback and the wide receiver clearly not on the same page. But a well-thrown ball because it hit the flag just about in the corner.
Interesting decision here for Coach Christ on third down and goal. Ball's at the 4-yard line. You have just about a guaranteed 3 points if you execute the field goal attempt if you don't score, because Tyler Corbin's that good. So you see, do you gamble and try to put the ball in the air, or you try to run it just to try to see if Sam or Shane can do something special for you in the backfield? And movement up front again by the Bruins. And that's going to change the whole complexion of this third down play. It's going to push the ball to the 9-yard line. Second procedure penalty, Ron. They had a first down and goal at the 2. Now it's going to be third down and goal from the 9.
Yeah, and that time they were looking to get Sam Wheeler out in the flat. They had a blocking back in front of him, and he was wide open into the end zone if they could have got him the football.
We're under 5 minutes, 4:59 to go. Just a rapidly paced opening half of football tonight from Bill Brown Stadium. There are a lot of nice stadiums in Southwest Virginia, a lot of great settings. I've been to a lot of them, but
gotta love these mountains.
Look at the purple sky.
Gotta love these mountains.
So here you go, third and goal from the 9. What will the Bruins do? From the I formation, Smith under center. 3-step drop, going to the far side, lobbing it for Reynolds. He looks up, grabs it.
Beautiful.
Get a foot down, yes. Touchdown, Blacksburg Bruins. Chuck up 6 more on the board for the Royal Blue and Gold. What a beautiful pass by Daniel Smith. Reynolds was the only person who knew it was coming, as the defender that time, Nathan Taylor, never turned around and never really made a play on the ball.
Absolutely didn't know it was coming. What a beautiful fade pattern in the left corner of the end zone, and it was well designed. Both players played it very well. Beautifully thrown ball and a great catch.
And that says a lot about this Blacksburg offense to be able to score on third and goal from the 9 when you had it first and goal from the 2. Extra point, good. 14-0 Blacksburg. We'll come back to the kick after this. You're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
Security, I think, is not always a given, which may have been something that we took for granted in the past.
To ultimately be the victor in the war against terrorism, we need all Americans to be engaged, down to the point where we ask mothers and fathers to think about doing some simple things at home to protect themselves and protect their children.
No terror that's even greater, not knowing if your children are safe, if your family's safe. Doesn't come worse than that.
people and your children understand that there is a plan.
Having these plans in place is just sort of common sense.
Establish like a communication plan, how to get in touch with each other.
You'll have a radio, you'll have a flashlight, you'll have batteries.
Make sure you have enough water and food.
Have your basic essentials that you would need in everyday life.
You will have done something to prepare. You were in control. You had a choice. We're asking America to be ready.
People will pull together, and people will make it through this.
Tyler Corbin to kick it back to the G-men. It's going to be a low squibbler. Keep it away from Bradshaw. It's going to be picked up by Henry for the 20, 25-30. Watch out. Young sophomore who started as a freshman a year ago has a lot of the same explosiveness as his senior player of the year in Group AA, Ahmad Bradshaw. 10-yard return. 14-0 Blacksburg. G-men come out now. Some pressure on them, Ron, a little bit now to try to get something going this drive to cutting this lead going into the locker room.
Well, I think right now it's all about making first downs. They need to make a couple of first downs. They need to show that they can run the football if nobody else can see it but themselves right now. Right now they're feeling a little down, I'm sure.
Belcher going to be in the shotgun at the 24-yard line. We told you it was a complex offense. They hand off to Bradshaw out of it, and he may have gotten a yard. Herbie Hypes was there along with Matt Woods. We'll say a gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9.
They really just haven't been able to get Bradshaw in a nice one-on-one situation tonight. Every time he's tried to go outside, there's been 3 or 4 blue helmets on him. Every time he's tried to come inside, there's been Sam Wheeler and a couple of other blue helmets on him. So they've really not been able to isolate him like they like to do.
Blacksburg, 6 plays, 25 yards, took 2:27 off the clock to make it 14-0 a moment ago. Option to the near side. Here's Bradshaw making something out of nothing to the 35, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 36. He got 5 when he could have had none, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Good pursuit. Nice job there to extend the field, to spread it out to the sideline by the Blacksburg secondary.
They did spread it out, and not only did they spread it out, but the back side held its own, and there was no way for him to cut back against anything. So he had a tough, made 5 yards, but I don't see how he did it.
And it was the Hurdles, Byron and Robert Hurdle, who came over. They have a lot of speed in the open field. 3rd down and 4. Toss to the right. Bradshaw sidesteps the tackler and will go down after only a yard. It's going to be 4th down. Blacksburg's defense responds again. They were looking for just one man that time, and it was number 2 wearing the road whites, and he doesn't get it. 4th down, and now I think if you're Coach Carlock, you have to punt it away here.
Again, both defensive ends and outside backers for Blacksburg are getting penetration on the corners, and it's forcing those backs to come in to cut back, and when they cut back, there's just no room there.
Bradshaw, again, will not come off the field the entire game. He's going to stand at the 30. Needless to say, watch for the fake. They do it all over the field, doesn't matter. Field position. You just snap it to that guy when he has a 10-yard head start on you, and that's what exactly I think Blacksburg has spotted. They're going to call timeout, talk about this formation while they take a break, Ron. So will we. 3:31 and a half, 14-0 Bruins. Back with more from Bill Brown Stadium after this on WFNR.
One day these rats were playing in the woods. Wanted some matches and that's no good. Yow! Don't play with matches. Don't play with fire. Fire! Sort of gorgeous force is what you desire. Don't play with matches. Don't play with fire. Yeah.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Fire!
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am
An American.
I am an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American. I'm an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
All right, well, we missed an exciting exchange on the punt. We were talking about the fake during the break. They tried it. Blacksburg didn't come strong on the rush. Bradshaw waited, got pursued by Turley. Threw the ball up, Ron. He was trying to find Todd Goodson. Goodson bobbled it and dropped it, and Blacksburg's going to have it after the failed fake punt conversion. First down at the 38-yard line with still 3:21 to go.
I think he was thinking that Todd Goodson could just go up and play jump ball with that. He just kind of threw it up there, and Goodson was just not up to that task.
How about the Radford Bobcats?
Unreal.
I said on the pregame show on
you called that one tonight.
Norm Linneberg. I spent too much time with him. 17-0 against the defending state champs. Here's a pass near side to Bennett. Look at this run to the 40. He's going to run it up to the 34-yard line. A gain of about 4 yards. That play had to be really, I think, sped up by Half, who's back in there running the offense. There was a blitz coming. Nobody picked up the linebacker that time. That was Brandon Puckett. And, well, Half did all he could do. He threw it out in the flat, and Bennett got 4 yards out of it.
Puckett really just came on the inside blitz, and Half had nowhere to go with the football. He was trying to go on a slant pattern, but had to go on just an out pattern. It was all that was there.
Will Matthews into the game to the left. First time he's been on the field. Owen split to the near side. It's a toss to Bennett, the tailback. Made a nice catch, and he's going to be thrown to the turf. A wonderful open field tackle over there by Benani Martin. He's 5'5", 250, a senior.
You know, that play won't go down for much, but if you watch Sam Wheeler at all, he is making some very nice kick-out blocks on those defensive ends when they're pitching that ball out. He is doing his job.
2:15 to go. 14-0 Blacksburg over Graham. A pass to Shane Owen, a beautiful pass. A gorgeous timing route by Daniel Smith to Shane Reynolds. And Blacksburg's extended the lead. Third down, though, here. They need 8 yards to move the sticks. Half, 3-step drop at the 41. He's going to turn it up, looking, runs laterally. He gets hit as soon as he threw it, incomplete. Pressure put up front that time by the G-men. Andy Henderson got there first, so it's going to be 4th down. And we'll see if Coach Chris wants to punt this football, try to pin the G-men deep inside their own 10-yard line, or will he just go ahead and go for it, trusting his defense to continue to play as well as they have, and he will bring the punting unit on. I think this is the right call. You don't want to give the G-men with Bradshaw and Henry a shortened field. And so he will go back. Well, Ahmad, I'll be very surprised if he has any chance at all to return this kick. Tyler Corbin, who's better in kicking the ball and trying to pin a team deep inside the 10, is out onto the field. The backup punter in for Sam Wheeler. He'll stand on his 48. 1:54 to go in the half. 14-0 Blacksburg. And now we're going to have a stoppage of play before they snap it. Flag down across the way. And I believe Blacksburg's going to be hit with a 5-yard penalty. Delay a game. So that time Blacksburg took too much time. And that's not a bad flag right now because Corbin has a strong leg. He might need that extra 5 yards to try to help pin the G-men deep. Ron Walton, my broadcast partner, has went down to have a conversation with Coach Chris as he heads into the locker room. So now Corbin goes back to his 47-yard line. And it's a low line drive. Bradshaw's going to let it bounce and just get out of the way. It's going to roll. They let it roll too far. They're going to say it's down at the 1. Wow. They almost made a mistake. Bennett Jansen's bailed them out there along with Frederick. They dove on the ball at about the 1.5 and kept it from going in the end zone. That was a great kick by Corbin, exactly. And I mean exactly what Coach Chris had planned. Corbin's so good at that. It bounced at the 10, and it kept rolling. Bradshaw ran up on it like he was going to catch it, but Blacksburg had 5 blue jerseys in his face, and somehow they kept that from going into the end zone. And now the 1:45 to go, you get a turnover down here, you have a chance to really kind of blow the game open heading into the locker room. But conversely, that means you give Ahmad Bradshaw 99 yards in which to roam. That's the pessimistic viewpoint, though. Belcher under center. Full house backfield in the same play, quarterback sneak, and this time Blacksburg ready for it. They stack him up. Couple yards. It'll be about the 2.5. 1:34 to go. I'm sure Coach Carlock just wants to get his team in the locker room at this point. 14-0. They have been able to move the football on the ground at times. Henry had a 23-yard run. Blacksburg has turned it over deep. Graham has turned it over deep in their own territory. And Blacksburg took advantage. 2 touchdown passes after last week not completing a pass against the Giles Spartans. Now Ellswick, the fullback, is going to be lined up as the sole receiver to the near side. Full house backfield. It's going to be Belcher again, taking it forward across the 5 to about the 7-yard line. He's got 5 yards, 56 seconds to go. And I believe we have a timeout called by Blacksburg. 56 seconds to go. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with the end of half number 1. After this, you're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football on WFNR.
Bye.
You little rascal.
Scientists have proven that his brain will develop better when you read, sing, and talk to him in full sentences from the day he is born.
What do you want, honey? Story?
Let him bring out the baby in you, but you need to bring out his mind. An early start. Now that's smart.
You know, this used to be a good neighborhood. Now it's a mess. You got all these polyps running around. Speaking of the devil.
Colon cancer almost always starts with the polyp. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts.
Where'd you think you were running to, huh?
I didn't even see you guys there. I was...
Get the test, get the polyp,
I want to talk to my lawyer!
get the cure.
I got a phone call!
All right, here we go. 3rd down and 5. Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. Ball is just outside of the 5-yard line. They're going to run it to the near side, and Blacksburg's in the backfield before Bradshaw could get going. They cut him down to 2 for a loss of a couple. Now, 51 ticks. Blacksburg's going to call another timeout, and that's a smart play. Remember the block kick that they had last week in Pearisburg. They had 2 of them, but one led directly to 6 points. We'll keep it here. The Bruins now out of timeouts. Don't forget you can watch the replay of tonight's game on WTOB exclusively on Channel 2. Mondays at 7 o'clock and Wednesdays at 3 o'clock. And we got so many comments last year. People love that. You know, it gives them a chance. 7 o'clock on Monday before the Monday night game. You watch the high school game. You know, you can watch the replay of the game and go right into Monday Night Football. That's perfect. And then you have Wednesdays at 3 o'clock. As soon as the kids get home from school, boom, cut the game on. If you didn't get a chance to go, didn't see a great play, they give you an opportunity to do that on WTOB. Great people to work with. We appreciate them asking us to help them out again here in 2003. All right, Bradshaw back. His heel is on the goal line. Takes the snap. Some pressure. It's going to be a low-line drive. Bennett's going to let it bounce, and he's going to pick it up at the 40. Dangerous play. That's a great open field tackle. That is Cliff Scott, who came in and put him down. What a beautiful play by Scott. That was a very dangerous play because it nearly cost Blacksburg the football, because that was one of those tweeners. If he gets there about a step sooner, it could have been a fumble on the play. Still an opportunity now from the 40, though, if you're Blacksburg, to try to get more points. 14-0. Remember, you have a very strong field goal kicker in Tyler Corbin. At the high school level, that's such an advantage for you. There's a lot of teams, well, look at Graham. They don't have that opportunity to really have the type of kicking game that Blacksburg's been able to have here the last few years under Coach Chris. Wheeler's going to be out to the left. 2 receivers to the short side of the field here, Reynolds and Owen. Bennett in the backfield, 3-step drop. They're going one-on-one. Sam cut off the pattern again. Ball's thrown over his head. He was working one-on-one against Nathan Taylor. It's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from the 39. 37 ticks remaining. How about those Radford Bobcats? How good's Christiansburg, by the way? If they can go into Bobcat Stadium a week ago, shut out Norm Lindenberg's team 6-0, and yet they lead 17-0 on the road against the defending state champions. Wow. What a turnaround in 1 week. Here, it's 2nd down. Blacksburg from the 39-yard line. Bennett, 2 receivers to the left, and Wheeler to the near side. In the slot, it's going to be Owen. That might be a lateral. Nope, it's going to be ruled incomplete, as Owen could not hang on. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, still 32 seconds to play. Coach Chris calling a very aggressive game. He remembers last year, jumped out to a 2-touchdown lead against this team. Late in the second, it wasn't enough. They lost at 36-29 after Graham regrouped and had a monster second half. And I'm sure that Coach Chris remembers that. He doesn't want that to happen again at home. I formation, receiver to each side. They're going to run it with Bennett, play it safe, and he fights forward to about the 36. He got 4 on the play. It's going to be 4th down, and see if Blacksburg tries to punt it, or do you go ahead and run a play with 20 seconds? I don't think I'd bring the punting unit on here. It's 4th down. Graham, no desire at all apparently to stop the clock, and I don't think Blacksburg's going to try to snap it either. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Nope. Dave House going to walk back to the huddle, and that's going to do it. A very productive first half for Blacksburg. The defense getting it done as they did a week ago in Parisburg. 14-0 Bruins as the teams head off to the locker room.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about him. It's not much fun, whether we're talking man to man.
You don't need to be bigger than life to be a good dad. You just need to spend time with your kids. It takes a man to be a dad.
Can you pass the salt, Dad?
Salt is to pepper as gregarious is to...
Oh, no, not more SAT questions.
In ancient Rome, salt was a form of currency. True or false?
False.
True.
Son, can you locate sodium?
Or chloride?
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
You have 3.5 grams of salt and a 5-gram slug. What's the rate of shrivel?
Mrs. Abruzzo, I'm Ed McMahon, and we're signing up people for...
Yes,
I am. Yeah. Mr. Murphy, Ed McMahon. We're starting up... No.
Dreams really do come true.
Hombre, dinero.
No.
Con cámaras.
No time.
Yes,
Ed
con
McMahon,
cámaras.
see.
Ed McMahon.
Yes, Ed McMahon. We're having our first
Ed
ever...
McMahon.
Yes. Tuesday night at the high school. We're starting up the neighborhood watch in this area, and here's all the information.
Stevie, get down here, please.
No, it's just here. It's just
5, 6, 7, 8.
No tango dinero. Neighborhood watch. We're having this neighborhood watch, the first one. Right.
Larry, put some pants on.
I'll come back.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Start a neighborhood watch. It's just one of the many ways you can help make America stronger. To find out how, call or log on for this free guide.
Welcome back at halftime. It's 14-0. You got to hear our voice guy going in. Good half for Blacksburg, to say the least. They've done it. Ahmad Bradshaw yet to really get going. Your team numbers look like this. Ron Walton's going to rejoin me momentarily. First down, 6 for Blacksburg, 3 for Graham. I want to thank Martin Janssens, by the way, for producing these numbers for us. Yards gained on the ground. Graham right now 85-59 over Blacksburg. Passing yards, well, it's Graham, 64-57. But overall, if you look at the total net yards, Blacksburg, well, check that. Blacksburg with 80 passing yards, Graham with no passing yards. I thought that was correct. As you have 137 yards for Blacksburg, 64 for the Graham G-Men. Time of possession, 13 minutes, 11 seconds for Blacksburg, 10:49 for Graham. How about Blacksburg, 3 of 6 on third downs? So far, no punts in the game. Blacksburg doing a pretty good job.
Yes, they are, Rick. And I got to tell you, I got to have a golf cart.
You need a golf cart,
That's
don't you?
a hike.
Well, these stairs are pretty steep, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
It's not quite like Baton Rouge at LSU, but for a high school stadium, they're pretty steep.
Well, again, that's my fault. I should have told you about that.
You should
I'm
have.
sorry. I apologize.
Now we definitely have to have the Winnebago.
We need the Winnebago.
And
we
the sideline.
And the sideline reporter.
We have to call Stevens.
You think we can rent Lisa Guerrero from ABC?
Oh, my. I doubt it.
Okay. Well,
I doubt it.
We'll talk about it. We'll work on it.
You know, I was really impressed with the defense. I think, once again, the defense set the tone for this offense tonight.
It really has, and it's 14-0. You're shutting out an offense. Now, they were shut out at halftime a week ago. Keep in mind, for Graham, they're off to a slow start offensively this year. I mean, this is 6 straight quarters where the offense hasn't dotted the scoreboard yet, but you can't take anything away from the way Blacksburg's come out, and they have just dictated the pace of things, really, in the trenches for the second straight week.
Well, they really have. Their offensive line, you know, has had a tough going. They don't. I'm pretty sure they don't have the rushing yards they had at this time last week. But just like Coach Chris said, there's 9 guys playing within 5 yards of the line there, so it's very difficult to run on them, and they've been able to compensate by making a couple of nice throws. But the line, both lines, offense and defense, are controlling the line of scrimmage.
Blacksburg individually, David Howe, 6 carries for 28 yards. Anthony Wise, 4 for 17. Sam Wheeler, 2 for 8. Shane Bennett, 3 for 3. Byron Hurdle carried 1 time for 1 yard. For Graham, Ahmad Bradshaw, 14 for just 28 yards. 2 yards per carry.
You know, anybody that had seen him play, I don't think anybody would have taken that bet, Rick.
Robert Henry's been their lead guy, 3 for 26. And you have Belcher, 2 for 5. Taylor, 1 for 3. Henderson, 1 for 2. They're 0 for 1 through the air, and Blacksburg's been very impressive, 5 of 11, 80 yards. The 2 touchdowns, one by Howe, one by Smith. Owens caught 2 passes for 46 yards. Alan Reynolds, 2 for 32. And again, it's been all Blacksburg, but still, you're not too comfortable with a 14-0 lead. Anything can happen. The G-men showed that a week ago, and I'm sure that's something Coach Chris is going to remind his team about here at the intermission. Hey, it's 14-0. They don't care. It was 24-0 last week, and they should have pulled that game out.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're making that speech to him right now. Bradshaw is capable of taking the football to the barn every time he touches it. There's no doubt about that. But I'll tell you, Rick, the person I'm probably the most impressed with this time is the sophomore, Robert Henry.
Yes,
Robert Henry really brings something to the table. This kid could have a great season with so many teams that are going to focus on Ahmad Bradshaw. Certainly, Henry has already shown us in the first half that he has the ability to pick up the slack and run the football.
And like Bradshaw, he started as a freshman on the varsity last year.
Yeah, he did. He looks anything but a sophomore.
He's following that pattern. He really is.
He's a big kid, and he runs very well.
The Blacksburg band here entertaining the folks at the break. Here it's 14-0. Blacksburg up over the Graham G-men. We're going to take a timeout. When we return, we're going to have more halftime activities. But right now we're going to send it back to our studios. We have a commercial break, and then we'll get a scoreboard update from Marty Gordon. After this, you're in tune to Bruins football here on WFNR.
Begin. You're mine. Chicken.
McGruff here. If a bully is bothering you, play it smart and try to talk it out. Or get away and tell an adult.
Well done.
For more tips, write for my new free comic activity book. Play it smart and help take a bite out of crime.
Get a job.
Look, it's a giraffe.
I don't see it.
The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. 14-0 so far. The home folks are happy. Rick Watson, Ron Walton are here with you. And we're one unfortunate fumble away. Shane Bennett's fumble inside the 5 for this thing being 21-0, Ron, and a totally different complexion.
Yeah, it really would. They're still, Graham's still in the game because of that fumble. But I have to say, Rick, that opening drive by Blacksburg, and of course Graham had the ball first and had a fairly impressive opening drive for about 60 yards, bogged down on a 4th down try and couldn't make it, couldn't convert. Then Blacksburg took over, drove the length of the field down to the 1-foot line, fumbled the football. I still think, though, even though they came away with no points, they came away with a lot of confidence. They came away with a lot of confidence that they could move the football on a team that's stacking 9 men up against them for the run.
And I still sense that Ahmad Bradshaw is we haven't heard the last from him in this game. I mean, it doesn't take much daylight, and one big play can totally turn that momentum around. I mean, this is high school football. You have some fragile psyches out there with teenagers out here trying to protect the lead. So, Coach Chris, I don't think he's going to be conservative at all in his thinking. I think he's going to keep calling plays the way he has.
Well, I'm sure they're going to keep playing that way on offense, and they're going to keep trying. They're going to try to have to do something to get them out of that 9-man front. But, right now, Blacksburg's defense has done a good job of stringing Bradshaw out. They've covered all the lanes to keep him from cutting back. But you never know. You're talking about 16, 17-year-old kids. Get a little over-aggressive with this Bradshaw kid, and he's gonna show you the backside of his numbers.
And it's interesting you said that. That exact same phrase came from Coach Carlock this week. He said, Rick, the thing about him that sets him apart, he'll let kids get a beat on him. He'll anticipate that aggressiveness because they're trying so hard to stop him, and he'll use that against them. He'll know the strength. He'll know the angle to take. And it's just a rare gift that the special players have. And Coach Carlock says, I haven't seen too many or ever coached too many just like that.
Well, it's a sixth sense, and you see it in just about any back that winds up in the college level and certainly in the pro level. They just have an extra sense. They have a greater, wider field of vision, and they can see things that other backs can't see. And clearly this kid has all the tools to get to the Division I level.
Don't forget, next week here at Bill Brown Stadium, we'll be on the air at 7 o'clock. William Fleming kickoff at 7:30, and then there's going to be an off week, and then Lord Botetourt will come to town. So, again, Blacksburg opened the season on the road. Won't head on the road again for about a month.
Now, I got another gripe here.
What's that?
You know, we're sitting up here. We have no food, nothing to drink.
Yeah.
The visiting broadcast team, and let me make this clear, the visiting broadcast team has like a crab, like crabs down there.
They got
steamed
lobster?
crabs.
They do, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
How do they deserve this?
I don't know. You'd think they'd have brought their broadcasting brethren something.
You would have thought something, or you would have thought that Scott Stevens.
Who? Oh, yeah.
Him. That guy. He won't give us the Winnebago. He won't give us the sideline report. We can't even get dinner now.
He should have called ahead.
He should have.
We'll take care of that next week.
Yeah, we are.
All right, it's halftime here. Blacksburg up 14-0. We'll take one more break, then Ron and I will be back for the call of the second half after this. You're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
I think you should wear a tie.
Dad, nobody wears ties to school.
Tie says you're serious. It'll make a good impression. And remember, you're there to study,
to learn, and to make something of myself. I got it.
Almost half of all UNCF students are the first in their family to go to college.
They have some great architecture classes.
Dad, I'm not really interested in architecture.
Well, keep your options open. And remember, no girls until
my work is done.
And I'd make sure that I got my lunch.
Dad, you're not going. I am.
I know.
Listen, we better get going. Don't want to be late the first day in.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're the first to go, you're going for a lot of people. The United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. Just about to finish with halftime here. Very long halftime. 20-minute halftime session. 14-0 Blacksburg. Glad to have you tuned in wherever you might be here on 100.7 FM WFNR. Don't forget, you can watch the replay of tonight's game and every Blacksburg home football game. Mondays at 7 o'clock, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. only on WTOB Channel 2. They do a terrific job in recording the games and having those come back to you on Mondays. I was talking about that earlier on. What a great opportunity. On Mondays, you can watch the game, the high school game, the replay, especially if Blacksburg wins. Have all the kids there. Takes you right into Monday Night Football.
Yeah, oh, what a great deal that is.
Come on.
Yeah.
We need to sell that.
We
can do something with that.
Yeah, I mean, certainly Al Michaels and John Madden could take, listen ahead of time, get a few pointers, and, the whole deal.
And I'm sure then, if we did that for however many hours, somebody would feed us.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
We're certainly not going to be able to count on Scott Stevens to take care of us.
Blacksburg
Wish I had his home phone number. I'd give it out on the air.
But we do have that address. No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. Also, going back to strategy, we talked about what a great game the defense has played, and also Coach Phipps has called and Coach Christ offensively. But remember, they deferred to the second half. They put that defense onto the field, and this is why you do it. You take in a lead at halftime. Now your offense comes out. You can run some clock, maybe add to your lead.
Yeah, especially you're 14 points up. You look like a genius at this point in time. But if you were 14 down, you got to say it was a good move, too, because they get a chance to get back. And if you're 14 down and having to kick to start the second half, it's not a good deal.
Isn't it nice to be about 40 degrees cooler than it was last week at this time in Pearisburg?
This is like night and day. My kid, it was so hot last week.
And at this time, we were heading into our third lightning delay. All right, Belcher's going to kick it from right to left to the Bruins. Back deep, it's going to be wide, Bennett. And that man, as we had some, the ball fell off the tee. I wondered what had happened. I heard some whistles. Byron Hurl's also back there. As soon as Belcher approached the ball was blown off the tee, so we'll do it all over again. And again, they try a lot of things in their kicking game. Watch for an onside. Doesn't matter the score. We saw the fake punt deep inside their own territory. Belcher Going to put his toe through it. A low line drive going to be caught by Bennett at the 15 to the 20. 25 to his left. He's at the 30, and he's tripped up at the 33-yard line. That's a fine open field tackle across the way by Cliff Scott. Pretty good field position for Blacksburg to start the third quarter. First down at the 33.
Interesting that time on the kickoff, on the return, Anthony Wise just took shot at Mr. Bradshaw, found that number, and went straight at him.
From left to right, the Bruins will try to add to that 14-0 lead starting out the second half. David Houth, the quarterback, trots back out onto the field, the 6'1", 180-pound senior, tailback a year ago. Shane Owen to the right. To the left is Reynolds. I formation, three-step drop, and Owen had not turned around when the ball was headed toward his backside. He got there, but one-armed it and it hit the turf anyway. The play was rushed just a little bit by a nice Graham push up front. It's going to be second down and 10.
Once again, they opened the second half with throwing the football, but once again, Graham is blitzing about 7 guys in there, and he's having to get rid of the ball quick, but he's having to throw the ball because effectively the run it just really isn't there tonight.
Second down and 10 at the 33-yard line. Owen again to the near side. Reynolds out to the left. Wheeler, and I believe it's Wise.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Houth start rolling and running that football.
I would agree. Let's see if it happens. There it is, Ron, on cue, but this time Graham waiting on it. Houth goes down hard under the arms of Dustin Hale. It's going to be a loss of 3. It's going to be third down and 13, so the G-men have started out with the momentum here in the third quarter.
Yeah, again, they got Dustin. They got that kid listed at 170 pounds.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He's a bowling ball.
Pencil whip there.
Well, this is what Blacksburg didn't want. Third and long yardage. Haven't played a minute here in the third quarter. This would be just what the doctor ordered for Coach Carlock if he can hold Blacksburg 3 and out. Down by 2 touchdowns. It's Wheeler and Wise out of the eyeball directly in the middle of the field. Howe, 3-step drop, going deep far sideline Reynolds, and it's intercepted by Taylor at the 48. Ball was underthrown. We've seen that a lot tonight. Reynolds was out there one-on-one, so the G-men force a turnover, and they have a 48-yard field. They're going to spot it officially at the 49.
Again, like Coach Chris said at halftime, he felt like his receivers matched up pretty well with their defensive backs. They took off on a fly pattern, tried to throw it up for grabs, and the Graham player was just quicker towards the football.
So the G-men down by 2 scores. This is how they started the second half last week when they came back from that 21-0 deficit. So this may not be that big a deal. 14. Belcher's going to be in the shotgun. They're going to spread it. 2 receivers to each side. Hand it off to Bradshaw. He fumbles the football. It's on the turf. Blacksburg has it at the 50. So just like that, 2 plays, 2 turnovers. Bradshaw never got it. He kicked it ahead with his knee, and then he turned around. The ball was on his hip, and it was recovered. I didn't see the number, but I think it was Josh Sales who came out of there with it.
Yeah, I think so, too. Right now, the Graham players are looking a little confused because actually Bradshaw come out of the pile with the football, but they had already given it to the Blacksburg players.
And Ahmad Bradshaw can't believe it. Second time he's fumbled. And he never even came close to receiving that football.
No, ball was handed off very low.
So now you have an I formation, ball at midfield. Maybe it was Joe Turley who came out of there with it, and there's a nice hit. Delayed to the tailback. That was Wise, but he was knocked down by Cliff Scott. It's going to be a second down and 10, no gain.
Cliff Scott coming in from the outside linebacker position that time, just got a beat on the running back and got the angle and got him behind the line.
Rick Watson, Ron Walton with you. Glad to have you tuned in to Blacksburg Bruins football. We'll have the entire season for you. Hopefully going to be playing in late November when state championships are decided. The defense has been outstanding here tonight. The offense trying to extend a 14-0 lead as they work early moments of the third quarter. 10:19 to go. 5-man front employed by the G-men, an offset I formation this time, and they took too much time. That's happened 4 times in the game. Both teams have been guilty of it twice, the delay of game.
Yeah, they're just slowly getting out of the huddle. I don't necessarily think it's the coaches getting the plays in late because the play got in there early enough. It just seemed like the kids were somewhat less than enthusiastic about coming out and getting over the ball.
Well, you can't blame the fatigue if there is fatigue out there on the weather because it's a very cool 58, 60-degree night.
This time they're out of the huddle quickly and looking like they got a little enthusiasm coming to that line.
Same formation, second down and 15 from their own 45, and it's going to be a handoff to Wheeler, and he's met in the backfield as soon as he takes the football. It's going to be Andy Henderson along with Henry, a loss of about 3 more yards, and now it's 3rd down and 17. That had no chance of working.
8 Graham players coming across the line of scrimmage that time. All out blitz.
So from the 42, not a lot of plays in the book to try to negotiate this kind of real estate. Let's see. 3rd down and about 17. 9:40 to go. So we had back-to-back turnovers, and now Graham's defense continues to play very well here in the second half. Line of scrimmage, the 42. Half takes the snap. Drops back to the 35, throws to Wheeler. He's going to go down at the 50. Bradshaw made sure that he secured the senior fullback, Sam Wheeler, after about an 8-yard gain, and it's going to be 4th down in a punting situation for the Bruins.
Yeah, that time, nice ball throw to Wheeler, who was out across the middle about 10 yards deep. Just didn't have necessary opening to get the first down.
And now Sam, who can boom his kicks, and jokingly, Coach Christ and Sam will tell you, he doesn't know where it's going most of the time. He's at the 37, angling it away from Bradshaw. There's a nice low-line drive, but guess what? Ahmad's going to catch up with it at the 11, to the 15, and he's hit hard at the 17-yard line, and it's going to be wrapped up there by 6 royal blue jerseys, and guess who? It was Joe Turley. What do you think, Bulldog? Is that a good name for him?
I think Bulldog is appropriate.
Man. Love that kid.
All out that time.
So the line of scrimmage will be the 17 for the G-men. Their second offensive possession. The first ended in a fumble, 1 play, and Ahmad Bradshaw was guilty of his second turnover. 8:46 to go, 14-0 Blacksburg. Full house backfield. And you know who might get this. It's Bradshaw over right tackle. Uh-oh, here he goes across the 20. And he's going to carry all the way out to the 23. It's going to be a gain of about 6 yards.
You know, mark of a great running back when you're watching them, Rick, is you don't think they're getting that much yardage. And then you look down the field, they just got 6 yards. I remember Herschel Walker being that way. You never thought Herschel was getting any yards. Everybody be jumping up and down. The guy'd get up and he got 5 yards on him.
You're right. You're exactly. Jim Brown was the same way with the Browns, you know. He just amazing what they can do when you don't think they have much room.
Yep.
Full house set again. It's going to be a lot of Bradshaw from here on in, and he's going to have his first down and more. 30-35 out to the 38-yard line, a gain of 13. And I think it's come to the point where Coach Carlock's saying, Ahmad, go get us back in the game.
Yeah, I think that's clearly their intent, but he looks a little tired, and he's headed to the sidelines.
Well, first time he's come off the field.
Yep.
No exaggeration.
Broke 4 tackles that time to get the 13 yards.
4 minutes into the second half, Graham has really dictated the pace defensively. Now they're starting to move it a little bit on the ground. Strictly a wishbone look.
Look for Robert Henry here.
And there he is, and this time, Blacksburg, well, they bottled him up, and he broke out of a tackle, and he carries ahead to about the 42. Ball came out late, but it's a gain of 5 for Henry, as Ron made the call. Just a sophomore, folks, 2nd and 5.
He doesn't run like a sophomore, though. I'll tell you, Rick, he runs very low to the ground. He's a stout kid, well built, and he runs with a like a bull.
And I've got a leery feeling about the way things are turning in this game. I know it's still 14-0, but
there's a lot of arm tackling out there going on right now.
And the G-men think they have found something. Bradshaw, 1 play, and he's back out onto the field. He's the tailback out of the eye. They hand it off to the fullback, and he's going to bulldoze his way to about the 45. It's going to lead the G-men still with a 3rd down and 2 to have to move the sticks, as it was Alan Price, Herbie Hype, Sam Wheeler on the stop for the Berg.
Doesn't look like that shoulder injury is affecting Alan Price that much. He's had a pretty good football game.
He really has. Talk about tough kids. Alan Price sets the standard, according to Coach Chris. Here we go, 3rd down and 2 at the 45.
Bradshaw back in the game.
And this might be another situation where even if they don't get it here, they're going to go for it on 4th down. Blacksburg shows blitz. They anticipated Bradshaw getting the carry, and he won't have the first down. It was Matt Woods along with Kevin Ball who hit him first. Kevin Ball just grabbed those ankles and hung on for dear life. It's going to be 4th down, no gain, and 2, and I think they're going to line Bradshaw up in a punting situation, but that may not mean anything. We saw the fake down in the same position in the first half.
No, I think this time Blacksburg's going to need to put some pressure on him, because they put no pressure on him that time. Even though the fake punt was unsuccessful, it had a chance of going for a big one.
This time they do come in on it, and he kicks it out of there. Look at that, a high spiral. It's going to bounce at the 20 and roll down to about the 17-yard line. So a nice response by the Blacksburg defense. 5:51 to go in the third quarter. It's 14-0. Blacksburg, 2 touchdown passes, one by each quarterback. It was Shane Owen and then Alan Reynolds, and that's where we are right now.
Yeah, you got to wonder. I'm just watching Ahmad Bradshaw walk down the field. He is one given out young man. You know, I got to wonder, is it smart to leave him in there right now? Just give him a breather, I would think.
You would think on defense you would need him less.
Yeah,
so
right
yeah,
now.
I would agree with you. I mean, I know he's your superstar. Heck, he's a defending Group AA Player of the Year, but early in the season, you might want to try to keep those legs fresh. Here's Half handing off to Wise. He had a seam momentarily, and he's knocked down as he approaches the 20-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 3, 2nd down and 7. As in on the stop that time for the G-men was Jeff Miller. Cool night here at Bill Brown Stadium. 5.5 minutes, 14-0. Looks like it's going to be one of those right now possession type of game. Both teams going to put it on the ground, run some clock. Blacksburg came out with the philosophy throwing it here in the third quarter, but since then they've kept it on the ground. Now Half works out of the eye. It's a handoff to Wise, and he couldn't do anything as Henry's going to throw him back after a yard loss. A lot of maroon helmets in the backfield, I've noticed, as this second half has started.
Yeah, but I don't know. It seems to me that in the first half, Graham was putting 6 men in on the line. They seem to be putting 7 men on the line, 2 more in the box, and they seem to all 9 or 8 of them just be going at the snap of the ball.
They've made adjustments, credits to that coaching staff. So now you're looking at a 3rd down and a full 8 yards. Let's see what Blacksburg does. Owen, Reynolds, out to the near side. 4:35 to go. Half brings him set. He takes the snap. He's going to roll to the right. Is he going to turn it up or throw it? He's going to throw it on the run, and Reynolds has it at the 37, and that's a 1st down. That was the only place Half could have put it to complete it between 3 white jerseys, and it was a picture-perfect pass.
It really was. He threw it into triple coverage. They had triple coverage out there because their outside backer, their safety, everybody moved on the guy, and he just made a wonderful pass and a very, very nice catch by Alan Reynolds.
So Half goes his first 6 passes as a Bruin here in 03 without completing one. The last 2 have been right on the money. One to Wheeler, that one to Reynolds, and that one was huge. It moves the sticks. 1st down to the 37, gives them some breathing room as well. And this time, they take too much time again. Wow. Coach Chris will talk about that next week, I guarantee you, when we speak with him.
Kids will hear about that over the week, I'm sure. Again, the play was there on time. They were just slow getting out of the huddle.
They officially call procedure, but I think that was more of a delay. Some guys were late getting onto the field anyway. Either way, it was one of those situations where personnel weren't where they were supposed to be.
Graham brings in a number 75, not on our list. Rather large young man.
Very large young man. Well, I did get the second half of the list today, actually.
Oh, okay.
Benani Martin, 5'5", 250, a senior. Yeah, we got about 3/4 of the roster. Then they sent the rest of it. Here's a handoff to Wise. Sometimes that happens. He gets about 2 yards. And it's going to be 2nd down. We'll call it 13 on the carry there. That was, I believe that was Martin, the young man who just came in that made the stop.
Yes, it was. He's a fire plug. If I've ever seen a fire plug, that's it. Tough, got to be tough to block that kid.
Blacksburg taking their time, 3:56 to go. Trying to work through this play clock. I think Coach Chris wants to get this thing in the 4th quarter and just turn it over to his defense once again.
Yeah, so far they've done a wonderful job of just shutting Ahmad Bradshaw down. He's just had nowhere to run, Rick.
I formation, twins to the left. Half's going to roll that way. He's looking to run it. He got stopped. Now he throws it to Reynolds. It was high over his head at the 43. Would have been shy of the 1st down. Pretty good coverage that time by the G-men in the secondary. Taylor was over there. It's going to be 3rd down and a full 14 from the 32.
That time, Shane Bennett doing a great job out of his tailback position and blocking for Half. Half just overthrew the ball just a foot or so.
And Graham now working on 7 full quarters to start the season without an offensive touchdown. And you think with these weapons they have, Bradshaw and Henry, that's an amazing stat, at least early in the season.
You know, I think one of the things they're probably going to have to go back and do this week is figure out how to throw the football just 1 or 2 times a quarter because people are also loading up on them as well.
Out of the eye, Blacksburg will work. Option left. Late pitch by Half to Bennett, and again, it's well defensed by Graham. Taylor spread the play out, and then Shane got finished off by Andy Henderson. No gain, and you have to just tip your hat to the way the G-men have come out, played defense here in this third quarter.
That time they strung the option out. The cornerback stayed put, stayed with the ball carrier, and was supported by Amon Bradshaw coming up from his safety position. It's interesting watching Bradshaw play defense. Invariably, every time he takes a hit on somebody, he first takes the hit and then he goes for the football. He's trying to create a turnover every time.
We saw that a couple times in the first half. He will now retreat to the 30. Sam going to try to kick it away from him. It's off the side of his foot. And there's a situation. Wow, that's going to go out of bounds at the 34.
Oh, I think that ball had to be partially blocked.
That was the line of scrimmage from where the play started. And there's Ahmad Bradshaw causing havoc without even touching the football. You're so concerned with kicking it away from him, you try something different in your punting pattern, and you end up shanking one to the point to where he got about 35 yards just because of who he was on the field.
Yeah, and they don't want to kick the football to him. You've seen that on the kickoffs tonight. Every kickoff they've done has been a low roller, and they're trying to keep the ball away from him on the punts too. All right, now where are you with our Cokes and with our water and
there's Roddy.
You know, where the other broadcast crew got crab legs. We got nothing. What's the deal?
First down to 34. They're going to hand it off to Scott, and he's knocked out immediately as soon as he retrieved the football from his quarterback, Belcher. Price, Turley there to make the stop. No gain, second down and 10, and huge test here for the Blacksburg defense.
Yeah, Blacksburg's going to have to suck it in here and go after him. They've played very well this first half, but now is the real test is the good field position here.
Ball is at the 35-yard line officially, inside the 35. Wishbone look for the G-men. We approach the 2-minute mark, 14-0 Blacksburg. Here's Bradshaw looking to spread it to the right. Blacksburg all over the play. No gain. It's going to be a loss of 2. Wheeler was back there, and then Price finished him off. Hurdle also, Bennett, Reynolds. It's going to be... they're going to give him a 2-yard loss back to the 37. Third down and 12. Great job of pursuit, huh?
Sam Wheeler will not get the credit for that tackle, but he made that play happen. He flat kept him from cutting the corner on the right side, made him change direction, and by then the Blacksburg pursuit had caught up.
How quick is that defense? Man, oh, man.
They're very quick. Very quick.
Unbelievable.
They are got a lot of team speed there.
Third down and 12. Full house once again in the backfield. It's going to be Henry this time, and he can't get going. Bennett trips him up. He falls ahead of the 33. A 4-yard gain. It'll bring up 4th down and 9. Matt Woods covered him up. So now I'm sure Coach Carlock here, it's a no-brainer. On 4th down, you have to go for it. But you're right, Ryan, without any threat at all throwing the football, it's so difficult, even with the talent they have, to try to get that thing going when you got 8 men on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and you got 2 backers, 2 outside linebackers who aren't respecting the pass at all by any stretch of the imagination. They're not respecting the backs out of the backfield in the pass, and they're crashing in on every play. So, I mean, with that, when you can't diversify your offense a little bit, this is what happens.
Crowd responding, knows this is a big play, snaps on the field, fumbled football, won't matter. Blacksburg's going to have it whether they recovered it or not. The crowd, I think, made a difference as nobody heard the snap count except for the center and the quarterback, but Belcher turned around. It looked like Bradshaw was trying to say something to him, and it's going to be another stoppage by this Blacksburg defense, and this crowd did a great job of getting involved.
Yeah, I think the crowd that time absolutely caused confusion in the Graham backfield because there was nobody, the ball was snapped and nobody was expecting that ball to be snapped. Nobody moved.
This Bruin defense has been outstanding tonight. Look at this. Redfield for Blacksburg. Quarterback sneak. It's going to be Half. It's a straight snap. Not really even a sneak. You just snap it to the quarterback and let him turn it up. He nearly has 10 full yards on the play.
Well, the fact is Half may not have completed a lot of passes, but they got them thinking about the pass now. That spread the field out, and Half is coming to the sidelines. Looks like that same shoulder problem.
That's a very good point you make about trying to spread the field, at least the appearance of it. Yep, Dave is on the sideline, and he was banged up last week. Coach Chris told Ron after the game that's the player he was most concerned with. And now Daniel Smith has to run out onto the field. He's done a great job when asked to play early in this season, the 6-foot junior. Same formation. First down, it was a full 10-yard scamper by Half, 20 seconds.
Again, they've got them spread out.
Delay, and it's going to be a Bennett fullback blast straight through the middle of the 41-yard line. Ball came out. Will it be G-Man ball? Scott took it right out of his hands, and that may have been a break for the Bruins. Oh, mercy. The whistle says no, it was blown dead, but I think Scott had it before
I think they
Shane
got
was
away
down.
with that one, yeah. You know, again, they're spreading out that defense now. They're having to respect the pass. They are only able to stack 6 men up in the box, and now Blacksburg's taking advantage of that. And that offensive line, Rick, just blowing them off the ball now.
That is the end of our third quarter. 14-0 the score remains. We'll take a break, get another scoreboard update from Marty Gordon. You're listening. Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
428 Essex, Polyp on the premises.
Good 20, we're on it. Let's roll.
In there.
Yeah, we'll handle this, man.
What?
We're ready to be very civil about this.
You never know when a polyp is going to show up. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts. Just get a test from your doctor. Get the test, get the polyp,
Nice sergeant's touch.
get the cure.
Lewis and Clark, great explorers.
Hi, I'm Thomas Jefferson. Would you check out the West for me? Oh, sure.
And they take their keelboat up the Missouri.
Oh, Buffalo. Then they built Fort Mandan. They're at 1804. Made some friends along the way. I'm Secretary West.
Through the Columbia Gorge.
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
The sweet Pacific Ocean.
Hey, we're starting the fourth quarter here. That's when you hold those 4 fingers in the air, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
14-0. Blacksburg switches it up from right to left. And it's going to be a handoff. This is Turley, I believe, and the ball came out late. Yep, that was Joe from the 41 to about the 36, a gain of 5. He's knocked down the play by Belcher along with number 17, Todd Goodson.
You know, and I think now we're going to start to see a little fatigue start to play a role. A lot of those Graham players, I think you said it to start the game, they have 9 kids playing both ways.
That's right.
This is where you're going to start seeing that take effect. Those kids have been on the field a long time, and you can tell some of their down linemen are pretty tired.
And for a AA school, that's a rarity to have 9 kids.
It really is.
And look at all the kids they brought with them. I mean,
yeah.
The lack of depth is evident this year as opposed to most of the Graham teams that we see. A handoff to the near side. Turley going to pound ahead to about the 34, gain of 2. It's going to be third down and a full 4 yards to go. As again, another nice tackle. We've called his name a lot. Todd Goodson, the end, making the stop. But right now, Blacksburg has this game in control. 14-0, a minute into the fourth quarter, Ron. No turnovers, no penalties, and you turn it over to your defense if you can't get a first down here.
And I think it's clear what Coach Chris wants to do right now. He wants to pound this football, and he wants to give it to his defense if he can't pound the football.
Herbie Hypes down here egging the crowd on. I like to see that. They respond. Big third down and 4, and now we have a whistle. Timeout Blacksburg. So we'll step out as well. You want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
All right, let's take a break. 10:41 to go. Back with more from Blacksburg after this here on 100.7 FM WFNR.
Look, there's a moose. Where? Over there. Oh, yeah. Look, over there. I see a fish. A fish with 2 stripes.
Spend time with kids anytime, and it helps prevent crime. It's that easy.
Second team, respond to male subject, difficulty breathing, chest pain.
Your neighbors helped save a life last night. Be a volunteer. You can help save a life. You provide the time, we'll provide the training. To learn more, call the Blacksburg Rescue Squad at 961-1189.
Big third down play for Blacksburg. Snap by Smith out to the right. It's Owen. He's got it. What a great pitch and catch. Down the far sideline. Shane to the 25, 20, 15, 10. He's all the way down to the 6-yard line. First and goal to go. Shane Owen one-on-one. It's been there all night long, and Smith got that ball out of there very quickly under some heavy pressure.
Once again, Graham went with the blitz that time. Everybody coming. Bradshaw coming from his safety position. The line very much held that blitz off, allowed Smith to get about 2 steps back and threw the ball out there. Perfect strike on the out pattern.
Well, we were talking about what they might call that third and short. You noticed before, 9 men in the box. They sent everybody, and it was a pass. Turley, sole setback. Blacksburg. Oh, this would be a damaging touchdown if they can get this one across the goal line. Handoff to Joe, and Turley's going to take it to about the 5, a gain of 1. Second down and goal. Combining to make the stop was
now we
Henderson.
Have a late flag.
And Martin, a very, very late flag, and it's thrown right near the Graham huddle. What'd you see, Ron?
I didn't see anything. Had to be somebody had to say something or something.
So Blacksburg looking for the third touchdown. Try to spread this game out to 21-0 potentially. And a late flag, as Ron mentioned, is lying on the field, and the officials are having a meeting. Not sure what this is all about. Still no call as of yet. Now the referee will come over. And what do we have? Unsportsmanlike conduct against the G-men and against Blacksburg. It'll be offsetting penalties.
Evidently happened after the play. It was a dead ball foul.
So it's going to remain second down, right? Since it was dead ball. There we go. The sticks were incorrect across the way. They still had first down. Ball just inside the 5. We'll call it the 4 for second down and goal to go.
Once again, they've got 9 men in the box. I think you'll probably see a pass right here. Don't be surprised if Smith rolls out.
Well, your 2 best receivers on the field. Owen to the right, Reynolds to the near side. Turley, the sole setback, 2 tight ends. It's Turley over left tackle, and he powers his way to the end zone for the touchdown. It's 20-0 Blacksburg. Oh, Daniel Smith got away from Ahmad Bradshaw, barely got the handoff into the tummy of Turley in time, and that may have done it with 9:56 to go, the way this defense is played.
Once again, a blitz, and Bradshaw had Smith in his gun sights. Smith dived to hand the football off. And I did not get the number, but the tight end had a pancake block that time.
It was either Drumheller, number 42, or Woods. And they're both known for that.
Ahmad Bradshaw is being helped off the field across the way.
And that just makes matters worse for the G-men. He came in, and Turley's going to be the guy to get credit for that in the box score, Ron, but that play was made by Daniel Smith.
Oh, without a doubt.
What a great job to get that ball handed off. Corbin in to try his 3rd PAT, and it's picture perfect once again.
When they look at the films of this one, Rick, the tight end will get an attaboy because he absolutely had a pancake block.
21-0. That's why football is the ultimate team sport. We'll take a break, come back for the kick after this. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football here on WFNR.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
This is the story about a group of kids who volunteered.
Do something nice for someone.
We fixed stuff.
Did some art projects with the kids.
We fixed up his house. We worked in the woods.
Cleaned up the park.
Did something for the planet.
We just did it.
No other reason.
And you know what? It was great.
At first, they didn't know each other.
Well, that didn't last long.
This guy is really funny.
Me? Ace are my
new friends. Are you into it?
Call 4-H or check out our website at areyouintoit.com.
We'll be having our famous Anthony's player of the game as well as Corbin puts his toe through the kickoff. It's high and very deep. Taylor retreats 1 yard deep in his end zone to the 5 to the 10. Going to run to his left. Going to sidestep a defender at the 12 and go down hard as he could not get away from the open field work of Grant Sims, a 5'7 junior on the kickoff coverage team. So now The G-men going to be trapped deep in their own territory, and as Ron mentioned a moment ago, Ahmad Bradshaw was helped off the field, and he's not out there right now.
Well coached, well played defensive kick on the kickoff that time, because they all held their lanes. He had absolutely nowhere to go.
9:50 left, 21-0 Blacksburg. Next week, another huge challenge for the Bruins as William Fleming comes to Bill Brown Stadium. Here's a toss to Henry, and he's cut down in the backfield at the 15. Slicing in, that was Ball and Bennett. Gain of maybe a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
Nowhere to run.
And this defense now.
I don't know what to say other than there's just nowhere to run.
It's like being out in the ocean on a raft and you pour about 3 packets of blood out in the water. You wait for the sharks to come. Right now, that's what this defense is sensing.
They really are. And, I mean, they're crashing through there. The defensive ends are just absolutely crashing on the ball. None of them are worried about the pass.
Shotgun, Belcher takes the snap. And look at the different complexion this team takes without Bradshaw. He goes down 4 yards deep in the backfield. Wheeler, Woods, Hypes, all there. Credit the entire defense tonight. They get the MVP for the way they've played. 3rd down and a full 12 back at the 13.
Well, I'll tell you what. It says one thing it does say to opposing teams. They better come in here thinking about throwing the football a little bit.
Which will happen next week when Fleming comes to town. Here's a toss to Henry. He's got a seam to the 15, but he won't get much further. It was Alan Price. He spread that play out like he was an offensive back.
I thought he came from the linebacker, not the nose tackle position.
266, huh? Well,
yeah. He's moving as well as some of those running backs out there.
4th down and no choice for Coach Carlock but to punt it with Bradshaw on the bench. We hopefully he's not hurt seriously, because this is a young man who's going to have a special season. He's a special athlete and a special person, according to his head coach.
They're going to take a timeout.
A timeout by Graham. Going to sort out some things. They're actually going to point in Blacksburg's direction, so we'll step out as well. 8:18 to go, 21-0. We'll check in on that George Wythe game once again after this here on WFNR.
Who can turn the world on with a smile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. Love is all around, no need to waste it. You can have the time, why don't you take it?
The best way out is by coming in. Going to family learning programs helps you and your family lead better lives. Call 1-877-FAMLET-1, because making it after all shouldn't just happen on TV.
Your neighbors helped save a life last night. Be a volunteer. You can help save a life. You provide the time, we'll provide the training. To learn more, call the Blacksburg Rescue Squad at 961-1189.
Yeah, back to us about 10 seconds too late as Blacksburg blocks their 3rd punt of the season. It's recovered into the end zone for a touchdown, and it's 27-0.
Unbelievable. He was completely untouched, went right through the line, and I did not get the number, Rick. I don't know whether you did.
I want to say it was Josh Sales who sailed in there and blocked the kick. And if that's the case, that means you've had 3 block kicks, the special teams getting it done, the defense dominant, and it's 28-0 as Corbin boots it home. We'll keep it here and run. 31 points last week, 28 this week.
Who got the block?
Was it Sales on the block? Who recovered the end zone? Shane Owen. Shane Owen has his 2nd touchdown, one as a receiver, and now this one as a recipient of a block kick.
You know, you said it yourself a second ago, Rick. It was like the sharks swarming. We saw that last week in Giles when Giles had the ball inside the 5-yard line trying to kick it out of there. And now tonight, the same thing. They had the ball deep in their own territory, and it was like the Sharks just started swarming, and they came after that football.
28-0. You step out for a minute and fireworks explode in front of your eyes.
Yeah, Marty, you might want to come back a little quicker.
A little quicker than that.
Hard to say.
8:12 to go, and it's now 28-0. It's all Blacksburg here tonight. What a way to open up at home, huh? Against a very good Graham program.
I think they're saying bring on William Fleming is what I think I'm hearing.
They did not look ahead, and they proved it here tonight. And, you know, it gives a lot of the coaches a chance tomorrow night to head out to Victory Stadium themselves to scout William Fleming straight up. A big advantage.
You know, I was talking to Dan Callahan this afternoon, and he was saying that there'll be probably at least 15 schools represented tomorrow at that ball game, all scouting William Fleming. And Pulaski, of course.
I don't think they're going to see a defense like this all year long. We'll have to wait and see how.
Not this fast.
Not this fast, anyway, speed-wise. So let's see how Blacksburg handles the great athletes that Fleming had. Corbin going to kick it back to the G-men. It's another deep kick. Taylor retreats to the 2, to the 5, to the 10. Running to his left, he's at the 15. Breaks a tackle to the 20, 25, flag down, and that's probably going to bring back a nifty return by Taylor just to get it out to the 20. Kevin Ball brought him down, but I think we're going to have an illegal block. Yes, we are, and that's going to push it back near the 10, and more bad news for Graham.
You know, they just really, after that first drive tonight, hadn't been able to get anything going, Rick. And again, I know we're saying it over and over and over again, but they've really given Blacksburg no reason to believe they're going to throw the football.
Coach Phipps has this defense coming out of the gate spectacularly here in 2003.
Yes, he does.
Man. Well, it's going to go back to the 7-yard line as the mark-off is made, and we'll see if Bradshaw, I think he's back out there. We will look and see. Nope, that's going to be Henry. Bradshaw has not returned run since he was helped off the field. He may be done in this one. And you hope that's not a serious injury. Here's Belcher handing off. This is Henry over left tackle, and may have gotten a yard on the play to about the 8-yard line, as it was Shane Bennett who cut him down in the open field.
And Henry, of course, is a sophomore, true sophomore. Well, I guess you would be in high school, but he is a sophomore, and he, you know what, he runs like a senior, Rick. I mean, he runs very hard, and he's going to be the star of their backfield here in years to come.
5'11", 190, sophomore, 4.4 speed. That'll only get better.
That's scary.
That is scary. Another D1 prospect in the making. Here's a handoff to the fullback. There's some nice room for Henderson. He had a seam to about the 13-yard line as Collins put him down. Sales combined on the tackle. Third down and long yardage, that's been the norm ever since really the first quarter for the G-men.
I noticed Andrew Collins has come in the game now as a defensive back for Blacksburg.
Listed at 5'6", 140. Huh.
Maybe soaking wet.
Maybe soaking wet. But that's all right. He likes it. He says he likes being out there as a small guy playing this tough sport. Gives him an edge. Here's a handoff, and Blacksburg came on a delayed blitz, and Bennett was all over Henry. He's going to lose a couple, and it's going to be 4th down. Nothing doing for Graham here in this second half as Blacksburg again, like they did against Giles and Parisburg. That defense just puts their hands around your neck, and it's just hard to get back up.
Well, once again, if you noticed throughout the night now, Coach Chris he's run in a lot of different players, and his team is more refreshed, and he just seems to have fresher set of legs out there right now.
And I believe we're going to have a timeout on the field. Let's go ahead and step out and take it as well. This time Graham takes a timeout. 6:22 left, 28-0. Back with more from Bill Brown Stadium after this here on WFNR.
I can listen.
Hey, we missed the block.
I can cook.
Good. I can coach.
Kids with something to do are less likely to do drugs.
I can drive.
I can paint.
I can dance.
A little of your time can make a lifetime of difference.
I can read.
I can help.
I can keep a kid off drugs.
Every family in America should prepare itself for a terrorist attack. You can learn how on our new website. You can call for a brochure. Terrorism forces us to make a choice. We can be afraid, or we can be ready.
G-men punt it from their own end zone. This time pressure, but no block as it It's a short kick of about 35 yards to the 38-yard line. That's where Blacksburg will come out with Daniel Smith leading the offense. Remember, Dave Half went out, re-injured that shoulder, it appeared. But it's all Bruins, 28-0. They have it under control. 6:11 to go in the fourth quarter. Rick Watson, Ron Walton here with you from the gorgeous setting that is Bill Brown Stadium. New backfield, new receivers. We'll give you those names momentarily. It's going to be a toss to Andrew Collins. He's going to cut it back. There was a face mask on the play, and that's going to add 15 to it.
Ooh, everybody saw that too. 3 flags coming from everywhere.
That was one of those dangerous ones. Collins is so quick, it jerked his head back. He's okay. He got 5 yards on the play. At 15, it's going to be a 20-yard game.
Coach Chris is running them in now. A lot of substitution going on.
So Blacksburg again, second straight victory to start the season. Last year they started out at 1-1. Tough loss up at Graham, but for the second time in 3 years they will knock off the G-men here at home. New offensive line. Your backfield now, Ross Chappelle, senior fullback. Andrew Collins, we mentioned him a moment ago. Ron talked about him on defense. He's just a junior at tailback. Grant Sims is going to be split out to the left. Over to the right will be Timmy Plemons, 6-foot junior. Offensive line, you got Matt Nipper in at left tackle. The left guard, Mike Pauley. The center is Dylan Gabbert. And we'll give you the other 2 numbers. On the right side, the right guard is Scott McKee. And that right tackle, I believe, is Aubrey Grant. Interesting, Ron. They called that just the 5-yard face mask, and it nearly tore Collins' head off.
I was trying to figure that out.
Well, receiver to each side of the field, an I formation, Chappelle and Collins. And it's second down and about the nose of the football from the 28. Smith under center. G-men show blitz. They toss it to Collins. There's the first down to the 25-yard line, and they're going to move the sticks once again as tackle is made in the open field by Scott.
Well, I tell you what, Collins comes in the game, and he may be small, but he's got very quick feet. He's got a quick acceleration. You know what? If you're dog tired in the fourth quarter, that's just not somebody you want to be trying to catch.
And we talked about that last week. It was a great job of substituting by Coach Chris. Everybody was so tired, so fatigued because of the delay on the Giles defense to bring Collins in. He was so fresh. He ran free and clear the entire game. New quarterback, Byron Hurdle, who was the starter last year in for Smith. And it's going to be an option to the near side. Hurdle's going to keep it inside the 20 to the 15, pushed out of bounds. At about the 13, it's another first down for Blacksburg, a gain of 12 yards. And Hurdle last year was known for running the option, and good job by Coach Chris. He's a quarterback down now because House unavailable. You go back to the guy who started a year ago.
Well, you know, and he showed he still got the ability to run that option, Rick, and he ran it very well.
G-men on their heels. They've been that way. Their defense started out the second half making a statement, but ever since then it's been all Blacksburg. 5:12 to go. And penalty flags are thrown again before the snap of the football. Coming up on the post game, Ron will go down to talk with Dave Christ. He's going to be very happy, I'm sure, the outcome of this one. We'll get a scoreboard update, the final one of the night.
You might even get a smile out of him.
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was smiling last week when you were, what was that, about 11:45? You were interviewing him last Friday?
Like, let's go home and go to bed. At least we'll get home early tonight because we've got a 10 o'clock mail call in the morning.
Yes, we do.
At Tech, so.
The mighty James Madison Dukes.
The scrimmage.
I formation, Hurdle. Push the ball back to the 19 option. They hand it off to the fullback, Chappelle, and he takes it to the 16, a gain of 3. Again, Scott in on the tackle. And you can watch the replay of this one. I'm sure a lot of Blacksburg folks are going to be tuned into the replay of this one for, you know, leading them into that William Fleming game Monday, 7 o'clock, and then Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on WTOB Channel 2.
William Fleming and Pulaski playing tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night from Victory Stadium, yep.
Yeah.
I'll be tuned into that game. Going to see how the Cougars match up against the Colonels.
I think a lot will be said about both. You know, there will be a lot of answers tomorrow
I
night.
formation, Hurdle. Toss to the right side. Collins cuts it back again, running forward. He's inside the 10 at about the 5-yard line. Ball came out late. Great running there by Collins, and it's going to be first down and goal to go. It should be if they spotted it right. Let's see where they're going to put it down. If not, it's going to be third and very, very short yardage.
Graham team is just completely worn out at this point. They trying to catch Collins is the last thing they want to be doing this time of the game.
It's lightning in a bottle right there.
Yeah, it is.
5'6", such quick feet. Hurdle brings them set again. It is third down and very short yardage. Option right. Hurdle's going to take it out to the right side, and I don't think he got there. Ball came out late. G-men get it? Yep, they did. Another turnover inside the 5 for Blacksburg, so that's negated 2 touchdowns, or this score would have been really ugly, but instead it remains 28-0. That's an unfortunate break because this unit was really moving the ball down the field.
They really were, and they had a very tired Graham team that was on its heels definitely, and just let the ball get away from them.
Now your second team defense, maybe some 13ers out there to give these starters a break. What a great job they've done. Ball's going to be at the 4-yard line. Bradshaw left late in this second half, in the first quarter. Does not return. Belcher on even down their backfield. 8 on the cover. Flags around the field once again. 3:53 to go, and Blacksburg's going to go to 2-0. The G-men, a very uncharacteristic 0-2 start to the season.
Well, you know, Rick, it's obvious they got a very good football team and they got some really talented players, but right now defenses are simply just loading up on them.
Penalty yardage going to be marked off against Blacksburg. Out to the 9. First down and 5 for the G-men. Nathan Belcher still learning the quarterback role. They've had a lot go against them start this season. They lost Kevin Matthews, their quarterback, and now Bradshaw's out of the game. Here's Taylor breaking a tackle to the 10-yard line. Nice pursuit laterally by the Bruins, and he's going to be brought down at about the 14, near the first down marker. As chasing him out of bounds was Brandon Chinnery.
Once again, you got a lot of new faces and a lot of new numbers out there for Blacksburg.
Chinnery gets his first call tonight. Also, Nick Grain was in there on the play. See Jared Walters out there, number 32, a junior. Matt Drumheller in, playing some linebacker. Dwayne Link across that defensive line. Jared Rowland as well. He's a junior, getting some valuable experience. Bring the sticks out, and it's going to be a first down just inside the 15-yard line for Graham.
Awfully good to see these kids all getting the opportunity to play tonight, Rick.
I like this crowd, too. You don't see a lot of folks leaving the stadium,
leaving.
You know?
No.
Great fans. I like that. I like the stay-all-night fans. There's a big college weekend led by Virginia Tech. At home against JMU, UVA. On the road against South Carolina. Going to be a tough game for Coach Groh without their quarterback, Matt Schaub. Here's a nice run by Nipper. Across the 15 to the 18-yard line. He's got 4. It'll be second down and 6. Frederick in on the play along with Scott McKee for the Bird.
This is going to be a tough game for UVA down in South Carolina. South Carolina is not a pushover by any stretch of the imagination. Has a pretty darn good defense this year.
And I read a report Lou Holtz has let his team have it. He hasn't talked to reporters because of last week's performance. They nearly lost at home to Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah, yep. Supposed to have one of the better Southeastern Conference teams this year.
Full house backfield, delayed handoff, and Nipper broke a tackle, but his knee had hit the turf here at Bill Brown Stadium. He got a couple of yards. It's going to be third down and a long 4. An injured Graham player, an official timeout. So let's go ahead and step out as well.
Okay.
2:44 to go in regulation. 28-0. Bruins back with more after this here on WFNR.
It's springtime in the forest of the black-tailed deer. The young male is feeling playful. It's time for tag. The female flicks her ears. Her way of saying, "Catch me if you can."
There is really only one boy, one girl, one tree, one forest, one ocean, one mountain, one sky, and one simple way to care for it all. Please visit earthshare.org and learn how the world's leading environmental groups are working together under one name, EarthShare. One environment, one simple way to care for it.
Rick Watson back with you here at Bill Brown Stadium. 28-0, Blacksburg dominating. They are dominating the Graham G-men here tonight. Home opener for the 2003 campaign. Here's Nipper of the left side, cuts it back, and will be brought down just shy of the 20. That It's a third down and about 7. He got 3, so it's going to be 3rd and 4. Matt Drumheller made the stop for the Bruins. He had some help from Ross Chappelle. So again, it's been Blacksburg. The defense set the tone early. Offense just enough. 2 fumbles inside their 5, or inside the G-Men 5, or it could be a 42-0 game. But right now, they're sitting on 28-0. As Blacksburg has come home after last week's big win up at Giles, and this is going to set the stage for a very special game next Friday against William Fleming. No doubt the game of the week. Here's a high kick. It's going to bounce at the 45 and then roll laterally, and it's going to be picked up by the G-Men at the 43. So, short field, short kick, as more players will get to come into the game for Coach Chris. 1:41 to go. My broadcast partner, Ron Walton, is headed down to the field. He's going to talk with the Blacksburg coach after the contest. We'll get a scoreboard update from Marty Gordon. Find out how that George with Radford game turned out, and hopefully we'll have scores of other games. Plus, Marty's going to be on with you as soon as we're off the air with a Friday 5th quarter show, a wrap-up of the night's actions. Appreciate Marty's efforts, working hard. Bring us all the scores heading into Friday Football Extra. Here's Hurdle handing it off straight up the middle to Andrew Miller, a 5'10 junior. His first carry of the season takes it to the 41. Nice 3-yard gain. Nice surge by the offensive line. Donovan Washington out on the field. A.J. Prussian, he's out on the field. Anytime we see a new number, we want to name them off for you for Blacksburg. Michael Rossi, a senior, is going to get a call here on this play. Collins is your tailback. Your fullback is going to be Andrew Miller. Byron Hurdle, your quarterback. We don't know the injury severity to Dave Howe. He's been hurt for the 2nd straight game. Here's a toss to Collins. Open field running. 35, cuts back 30. Here he goes. He's at the 25. Takes it down to the 20-yard line. What a nifty run. 20-yard pickup by Collins. He made several people miss. They were tackling air with a G-man, and it's a first down with 54 seconds to go. Magnificent run by Collins. 5'6", 140, a junior. He's just such a nice change of pace for this offense. Hurdle's going to bring him out in the eye. Clemens will be split out to the right. To the near side will be Brian Savage. Hurdle's going to toss it. It's Collins again. He avoids the initial contact and will carry ahead of the 16 where he dives and is covered up out there by Graham's Josh Broyles. 27 seconds, and I believe that was the final snap of this football game. 28-0 is going to be the final score. Blacksburg will improve to 2-0. Graham will fall to 0-2, and I don't know, maybe last week's loss, the way they lost it against Bluefield, lingered a little longer than Coach Carlock wanted. One more snap here with 8 seconds. Backs are in the eye. Tailback is Robert Hurdle. Movement up front, and we're going to have a delay here, a penalty flag. Maybe procedure. Clock has run out, though. Game cannot end on a defensive penalty. If it's against Blacksburg, the game will officially be over. And it is procedure. So our final score tonight from Bill Brown Stadium, 28-0. What a successful home debut, eh? For the Blacksburg Bruins. The defense got it done. The passing game got it done. Both Dave Howe, Daniel Smith found receivers, Shane Owen and Alan Reynolds. And in the second half, the Bruins got it done on another turnover. Their defense, another pass for a touchdown, and then a block kick that led to the 4th and final score. And our final score here tonight, 28-0 in favor of the Blacksburg Bruins as they improve to 2-0 on the year.